Coming up, a deep dive into the Disney dining plan. Today's episode of Beyond the Kingdoms is proudly sponsored by SmallWorldVacations.com, authorized Disney vacation planners. Their team of knowledgeable agents have been creating the magic for over 20 years, and they can book your next trip to Walt Disney World. Just visit their website to get a free quote. Small World Vacations, where the magic begins. Hey guys, it's David here from Beyond the Kingdoms, and I hope everyone is staying very safe and healthy out there. Now, with the uncertainty of how Walt Disney World and other theme parks will operate in the coming weeks, I decided to take this opportunity and redo a previous episode. As you may recall, I posted a previous Sunday main show in February, breaking down the Disney dining plan for 2020. Since then, Disney has released a new dining plan option that I felt was worth adding into this episode. So today's a rerun of that previous episode with these new details added in. And we've got lots to cover, so let's not waste any more time and jump right in. Alright, let's start with the basics. If you already know how the Disney dining plan works or watched last year's video on this topic, then you probably don't need this little overview. If so, jump to the time code you see at the bottom corner of the screen now. This will take you straight to the magic numbers you need to know for 2020 and goes on to the comparison of other dining discounts. But for my newbies, let's just blitz through this thing. The Disney Dining Plan is a special add-on feature that you can tack on to your vacation package. This is only available for guests staying at a Walt Disney World hotel, and I've purchased both tickets and their room. If you're a pass holder, you obviously already have your ticket, so you can just book a room and call Disney directly to add the dining plan if you want it. And for the record, if you're staying at a hotel that's on Disney property but managed by a third-party company, you can't get the dining plan. So this applies if you're staying at the Swan and Dolphin or hotels over at Bonnet Creek. Let's talk about pricing. There are 4 different dining plans, and the price is based on the number of nights you stay. So on the entry-level quick service dining plan, you're looking at $54.99 per adult per night. For the record, Disney counts anyone 10 and up as an adult. And $25.99 per child per night. And Disney classifies a kid as anyone between the ages of 3 and 9. The quick service dining plan includes 2 quick service meal credits per night, and these can be used at basically all of the counter service dining locations, restaurants that don't take reservations and where you'll order your food at a counter and take it to the table yourself. You'll also get 2 snack credits per night. You can use these on ice cream, popcorn, and even specialty items like those classic Dole Whips. And on top of that, you'll get a resort refillable mug that you can use for the entire duration of your trip. You can use these for fountain drinks and basic tea or coffee at your hotel. You can bring them with you for the day, but you won't get refills at dining locations inside the theme parks. So again, 2 quick service meals and 2 snacks per night of your stay, and that refillable mug. If you're staying for 5 nights, each person in your group will get 10 quick service meal credits and 10 snack credits. Alright, next we have the standard Disney dining plan, which costs $78 per night for the adults and $30.50 per night for the kids. This plan will give you 1 quick service meal credit, 1 table service meal credit, and again 2 snacks per night of your stay. And again, you get that mug. Alright, sandwiched in third is where we have our new Dining Plan Plus. This new plan costs $94.60 per night for the adults and $35 per night for the kids. On this plan, you're given 2 meal credits and 2 snacks per night and that refillable mug. The twist is that the meal credits are interchangeable between quick service and table service restaurants. This is something we've already seen on the deluxe plan, but it's worth noting that this new option opens up some really good possibilities. For an extra $16 in comparison to the previous plan, you get the luxury of flexibility, without getting tied into the deluxe plan, which has a lot of food, which is our 4th and final option. The Big Daddy Deluxe Disney Dining Plan will set you back $118.99 per night for the adults and $47.50 per night for the kids. This used to be the only plan with interchangeable meal credits, but it's a lot of food with 3 meal credits per night, which can be used at either quick or table service, and like the previous options, 2 snacks per night and a refillable mug. Okay, your next question, if you're a newbie, is possibly what's included in my meal credit? This changed a couple of years ago, but it's pretty straightforward. No matter which plan you're on, a quick service meal credit will include 1 entree or main dish and 1 drink. And that includes both non-alcoholic and alcoholic drinks for the adults. So if you want, you can get a wine, beer, or cocktail. If you don't drink, this also includes specialty items like smoothies and milkshakes. And this same structure applies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, you can get a cocktail first thing in the morning if it's on the menu. Next, table service meals. On the regular Disney dining plan, a table service meal credit will include 1 entree, 1 drink, and 1 dessert. And the same breakdown applies to the new Dining Plan Plus. At some restaurants, you can ask to swap out dessert for an appetizer. But usually, your options will be limited to a house salad or soup. Now, this is specifically for lunch and dinner. If you use a table service meal credit at breakfast, you can only get your main entree and a drink. No dessert here. But most restaurants don't really have a dessert menu in the morning anyway. A table service meal credit can also be used at most buffets and character meals. If you do this, keep in mind that a character buffet has unlimited fountain drinks included in the price. So if you're on the plan and going to, let's say, Tusker House at Animal Kingdom for breakfast, your credit will get you all the food you want, unlimited juice and coffee, and 1 specialty cocktail like a Bloody Mary. All of that's included. Not a bad choice for a meal credit in my opinion. And finally, we have the Deluxe Dining Plan. Now, I've overlooked this in the past, so I really want to make sure I get this one right and highlight it. Like I said before, on this plan you get 3 meal credits, and you can use them at both quick and table service restaurants. If you use it at a quick service, the same rules apply as before. 1 entree, 1 drink. At table service restaurants, your meal credit will get you 1 appetizer, an entree, a dessert, and that drink. And again, this applies for lunch and dinner. It's a full 3-course meal and a lot of food. But like the previous plans, if you use any table service meal credits at breakfast, dessert is not included. And in this case, no appetizer either, mainly because those things don't come up on breakfast menus. The deluxe plan is really good if you plan on going to lots of signature restaurants, or sticking to table service restaurants across the board. Okay, the final section of this little overview is what I call the magic numbers. If you've not seen a previous dining plan video of mine, this is the number you want to hit to ensure you actually are saving money on the Disney dining plan. So let's take a look at how this measures out for 2020. Don't worry, I've crunched the numbers for you. At all quick service locations, you want to hit $22.50 for the adults and $8 for the kids. This is to make sure you're getting good use out of that credit. You'll notice that $22 is a little bit of a stretch for the adults, but the kids number is very easy to hit. Now at a table service restaurant, you want the adult meal to hit $45.50 to be cost effective and $12.50 for the kids. And for the snacks, you want to go for those items priced at $5 or even $6 if you can. Now, since I've mentioned it, I want to highlight the magic numbers for those on the deluxe dining plan, because this is a little bit different. Now, you remember that those meal credits can be used at both quick and table service, but the adults will realize that it's virtually impossible to hit the $45 mark at breakfast at a quick service. So don't look at it that way. For you guys, your magic number for a meal credit is actually $36.33 for the adults, and again $12.50 for the kids. But that's if you dine exclusively at table service restaurants. If you do a mixture of quick and table service, you'll find it difficult to hit that $36 mark at the quick service restaurants, even if you drink alcohol. So the number of quick service restaurants you go to will actually adjust the magic number at the table service restaurants. Hence why this plan is best if you're going to do a lot of signature restaurants and character meals. And the same predicament pops up on the new Dining Plan Plus. Where you choose to dine will adjust those magic numbers completely. Of course, if you evenly split meal credits between quick and table service restaurants and stick to that magic number at counter service, the magic number at the table service meals would go up to $62.10 for the adults and $17 for kids. But again, if you evenly split those meal credits, there's no advantage to this new plan. You're paying more to do the same exact thing. Like the deluxe plan, this new option is best for those who will go to way more table service than quick service locations, and will spend most of those credits at character meals, which are priced much higher. The new Dining Plan Plus is all about flexibility and your specific dining itinerary. It may work well for some, but not as much for others. So here's an extra tip. All of these numbers means that a lot of people think getting the dining plan is stressful, and I really agree with you. You have to do a lot of number crunching to see if you really come out ahead, and it may alter your eating habits. The structure may force you to eat differently and go for things that you wouldn't normally go for. If that's what's running through your mind, I say ignore the dining plan when first planning your vacation, because you can add it to your package up to a few weeks before you actually travel. I think it's best to map out your itinerary for the parks, go to the restaurants you want to go to, and then look at the menus and do some quick math. I think it's pretty easy to look at a menu and make a good guess of what you and your family will eat and compare it to the magic numbers to see if the dining plan is really worth getting. Alright, with that out of the way, I want to next look at how the dining plan measures up to other dining discounts. I recently had a viewer named Cameron who watched last year's dining plan video and asked, I wonder how the dining plan compares to discounts that annual pass holders and DVC members get. And I think that is a great question. So let's take a look at a typical day eating at the Magic Kingdom, seeing how the dining plan would work and compare it to pass holder and DVC discounts. Okay, let's begin with a typical lunch at Casey's Corner on Main Street. I know I've skipped the most important meal of the day, but I will get to breakfast a little bit later. And for the sake of keeping this simple, our experiment will look at one adult and one child eating. Now, let's pretend that the adult goes for the bacon and macaroni and cheese foot-long hot dog with a regular fountain drink. Just ignore the Cracker Jacks back there in this picture and the fact that this is not really a foot-long. It's just a regular size hot dog. But for the record, the footlong would come with fries. So we have our dog, our french fries, and our drink. Paying out of pocket, that would cost $18.62 after tax. And let's say the kid goes for the corn dog nugget meal, which also comes with some fries, and another regular fountain drink. This would cost $14.89, bringing our grand total to $33.51. Side note, at most quick service restaurants, a kid's meal would come with either apple slices or french fries and a small water bottle or milk. In this case at Casey's, it doesn't work that way, so I included the fountain drink here. Now, if this pair was on the dining plan using a quick service meal each, according to that magic number, the child would save $6.89 with this meal, and the adult would actually lose $3.88, bringing the total savings by using the dining plan only to about $3. The lesson? Alcohol is everything, especially at quick service meals. None of the quick service restaurants at Magic Kingdom sell alcohol, only the table service restaurants. So if you're doing the quick service dining plan and either not drinking or focusing your time mainly in Magic Kingdom, the dining plan is not very beneficial. Right now, pass holders and DVC members don't get a discount at quick service restaurants, so there's really no benefit here. The only advantage in this situation was that if everyone was doing the quick service dining plan, you just have that peace of mind that you paid for your food before you travel. That's pretty much it. Let's move on to dinner at Crystal Palace, a character buffet that features Pooh and friends at all meals of the day. Normally, this would cost an adult $57.51, although pricing can fluctuate depending on the time of year, believe it or not. But on average, this is the price, and that includes the tax, but not the tip. Since tips are not included in any of the dining plans, I've eliminated it from today's video. You're gonna tip either way, and it's at your discretion. Now, kids here would pay $34.08 after tax, bringing out the total to $91.59 for an adult and a kid. Now, here you can see that character meals comfortably pass the threshold of the magic numbers. The adult saves $12.01 on the plan, and the child saves even more, $21.58. Which brings the total savings to $33.59. And if the adult decided to add an alcoholic drink to their meal on the plan, they'll save even more money. Now, pass holders and DVC members get a 10% discount at almost all the table service restaurants, including this one. A couple of years ago, it was bumped up to 20% for the 45th anniversary, but it's now gone back to 10%. So here at Crystal Palace, you're only looking at a savings of $5.75 and $3.50 for the adult and child respectively, a total of $9.25. So you're really only looking at knocking off the tax and a little bit extra. So in this scenario, the dining plan savings is tripled compared to the other discounts. So the main lesson here, you'll save a lot of money on the plan if you're dining at character meals, especially at dinner. Breakfast at Crystal Palace is only at $41 for adults before tax, so you'll just about break even unless you get a mimosa or something. But the kids still save a lot at breakfast, so it balances itself out. Now on the flip side of this, if you're not dining at a character meal, you may find yourself having to go for higher priced items to save some money. But keep in mind that those kids will still save a lot more, and it always kind of evens out the scale. But if character meals are on the books, the dining plan is a great way to go. And finally, let's look at some snacks. And this is where breakfast comes back into the equation. Many people argue that using meal credits, both quick and table service, are a waste at breakfast, and I mostly agree with that. So if you're on the plan, it's actually best to pay out of pocket for breakfast and save that credit for later. Or use a snack on something like a muffin or Danish at your hotel. And use your resort refillable mug for some coffee. However, I do have one great snack item that is great at breakfast, both on and off the plan. The giant warm cinnamon roll at Gaston's Tavern. This thing is massive and very shareable. If you're on the plan, you get 2 snacks per person per night. So in this scenario, I say get coffee at the hotel, eat a brunch bar or something in the room when you roll out of bed, and use some snacks for breakfast in the park. In this case, the cinnamon roll would normally cost $6.38, and that's after tax if you're paying out of pocket. And if the kid wants to start the day with a big sugar high, with something like LeFou's Brew, that will cost $6.17. But since my imaginary pair are on the dining plan, they can use 2 snack credits here and be on their way until lunch at Casey's. Now, since we're at the Magic Kingdom and we still have 2 snacks to use, let's pretend that someone gets a Dole Whip in Adventureland, which would normally be $6.38 after tax. It's another great snack to share given the size. And let's say a 4th snack can be the delicious ice cream churros sandwich at Sleepy Hollow in Liberty Square. A much pricier item at $7.45. So the result here is that we used 4 of our snacks, all with items over that $5 mark, saving a little more than $1 each time. So the main lesson here is just choose your snacks wisely. There are plenty of options that are big and shareable. The only downside is that you have to like the sweet stuff really, because there's a lot more variety. If you prefer savory snacks, you're gonna have to stick to just pretzels and popcorn. but still very good use of snack credits since they're priced at $6.79 and $4.99 respectively. So, in conclusion, on this fun-filled day at the Magic Kingdom, our imaginary pair enjoyed breakfast at Caston's Tavern, lunch at Casey's Corner, a few extra ice cream snacks to cool off in the middle of the day, and dinner at Crystal Palace. If they did all of this out of pocket, they would have paid $151.48. If they were on the dining plan, everything I mentioned would have been covered and saved them $42.98, which is not too bad. Now, if these two were pass holders and they used their dining discount, they would only save $9.15 at Crystal Palace, bringing their day's total spent on food to $142.33. So the moral of the story is that the potential savings on the dining plan definitely outshines the pass holder and DVC dining discounts. But only when you factor in where you're eating. If character meals and buffets are out of the equation, pass holders really shouldn't turn their nose up to 10% discount. It's still something. But here's an added curveball. If you have tables in Wonderland, you can save 20% at almost all the same table service restaurants. Now, tables in Wonderland is a whole other topic that I probably will just have to cover on another day. But if you were a member and did the same exact food plan, you would have saved $18.31 at Crystal Palace, almost double over the pass holder. But tables in Wonderland can get really complicated because you have to pay for the membership. However, it can be used at select quick service restaurants at some hotels. I don't really mean to complicate things, but I just felt it was worth mentioning. Now, if all of this is really overwhelming to you, again, stick to my tip. Plan your trip as normal without even thinking about the dining plan. And after all is set, just do a quick browse of menus and compare it to the magic numbers. It's a quick and easy way to see if it's worth it. So there you have it, folks, a very deep dive into the Disney dining plan for 2020. I sincerely hope that this has helped answer some questions on Disney World's most complex offering. I'll admit that I don't always use it myself, but I always tend to plan my meals first and then do some math to see if getting the plan is worth it. And if you've got more questions, feel free to leave a comment below. But before I leave you today, I want to give a big thank you to Small World Vacations for sponsoring today's video, and for always being a big supporter of Beyond the Kingdoms. If you're considering a trip to Disney World later this year or in 2021, help keep small businesses alive by using them for your next family vacation. On a quick programming note, I'll be releasing a special video this week, taking a deep dive into all of the hidden Easter eggs and details inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And if you've got some requests on videos you'd like to see as we wait for Walt Disney World to reopen, please feel free to send me your suggestions directly. But until next time, stay safe and healthy out there, and remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.